Okay.
What are we going to talk about today, Big Cat?
We do always talk about the Sunday night game first.
I think there are a lot of people out there waiting to hear us talk about the Jets-Redskins.
I am
Soggy Sorrows?
Oh, Soggy Sorrows.
So fucking done with Matt Nagy as a football coach. Matt Nagy has done the impossible. He has made Mitch Trubisky a sympathetic figure. And that happened in L.A. on Sunday night.
I would say the impossible would be winning a game with Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, well, you know what? Don't do that. Don't be overly mean. Remember, he's a sympathetic figure. The Bears season is over. I feel like a fool for ever thinking they had it in them to win this game, even though the whole game was winnable until the last 3 minutes. The Bears were like, one big play. There was a fumble that could have picked up. There was a pick six that was right there. There were so many chances for the Bears to basically snatch victory from the jaws of defeat or whatever the fuck the saying is. But Matt Nagy, you idiot, you're a coward. He throws Mitch Trubisky under the bus with a phantom hip injury with the last possession of the game, bringing in Chase Daniel, and it is a joke. He's in over his head. He's a clown. He's been a clown since he did the 43-yard kicking competition in the spring, basically using the moment that was a horrendous moment with the double doink and making sure that the team thought about it every single day. His play calling is a joke, and now he has done the last thing. It is the death spiral. I mentioned it on Twitter, but Mark Trestman did the exact same thing when he was in his death spiral. He benched Jay Cutler for Matt Barkley to basically try to say, it's not me, it's the quarterback. And that is what Matt Nagy did tonight. And now he looks even worse because he did it in a game that Mitch wasn't even the biggest problem. He's played worse. He was not good. And right. I am fully admit that Mitch is not the guy. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, Mitch has it somewhere in him. He doesn't. But this was not the game to bench him. It was there were other games that he's been way worse. This was the game where, you know what? Guess what? Mitch didn't call a fucking option play to the short side of the field with your banged up running back on 3rd and 1. You did, Matt Nagy. Yeah. You did.
No, it was a bitch move. It was a bitch move by Matt Nagy to do that at the end of the game. If it was a 2-possession game. Yeah. So actually credit to Matt Nagy for learning from last Thursday night's game. He didn't want to keep his starting quarterback in a 2-score game and have him get hit over the head with a helmet.
That's it.
In the 4th quarter. So he's learned from the mistakes that the Steelers made. But yeah, it was a bitch move keeping him in there. It was a bitch move taking him out there and putting Chase Daniel in to get the world's saddest spark. They were like, I want a spark. Then put literally anyone except for Chase Daniel in. He's also the sparklessest quarterback in the history of the NFL.
The game is over. You are basically embarrassing Mitch Trubisky, who, again, he's not the guy. No one is saying that. Everyone is watching this, and we all know that something's going to have to change, and the Bears are going to have to bring in quarterbacks. But to embarrass him in a game that's basically lost and put in Chase Daniel, who is not – listen, I know there's some people who are like, Chase Daniel's better than Mitch Trubisky. Guess what? He's not. He's a fine backup. He's a perfect backup. I'm sure Chase Daniel – marks every single box when it comes to a backup. He's a great locker room guy. He's a great teammate. He's a great guy in the film room. He can probably get you 1 or 2 wins here and there. It's just you if you bench Mitch Trubisky there, it better be for the future.
You can't,
and that's not what happened. Chase Daniel's not the future, so you just did it so that you can push the blame off and have everyone think that it's not your fault, and the whole genius visor thing is not so funny anymore, and I'm just so sick of it, and I think he's in way over his head, and he's dealt with the media poorly all year, and it's just a joke. The whole thing is a joke. The Bears season's officially done. The thing is a joke, and Khalil Mack, whenever you want to show up, that's fine too.
You don't bench your quarterback
I'll throw that in there.
At that point, though. You just don't do it. Like you said, there's no greater purpose that it's going to serve. You're not going to build on anything by bringing Chase in. It's like breaking up with somebody on a plane at that point. You should wait until the plane lands.
Yes.
Because
the
otherwise
defense was amazing.
Yeah,
their defense
is pretty
good. It does
good.
it every single night, though. They do. They keep them in the game. I know they keep them in the game, and then they run out of gas. And that was probably an unfair shot at Khalil Mack. I'm just frustrated because when Akeem Hicks gets hurt, everyone looks worse, and Khalil Mack doesn't have the numbers. And I got all the new hotness. The verbal meme looking at the new girl. The old girl is Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes were drafted after Mitch Trubisky. The new one is this kid, Max Crosby, who's from Eastern Michigan, who has more sacks for the Raiders than Khalil Mack does this year.
Okay.
He's getting paid like $30,000 on the year.
So that was a mistake.
That's the new one.
So John Gruden was actually smart to get rid of his best player.
That's the new hotness that I got to deal with every day.
That's just people looking for like an opportunity to rub salt in the wound.
No, Khalil Mack has not been the same guy as last year, but also it's one of those weird things where you never know like how much he's impacting a game even without getting sacks.
Right. The embrace at the end of the game was not great either, where it looked like they were both crying and hugging each other.
No, he was whispering. He's like, "Hey, man."
And Matt Nagy was covering up his mouth and his tears using the play card.
Yeah, it says BU.
Yeah.
And inside, and Matt Nagy's whispering to Mitch and saying, "Hey, man, just so you know, I had to bench you to try to keep my job. We're going to say it was a hip injury. So if you could just do me a solid and walk off the field with a little bit of a limp,
which he didn't
that would be awesome, because I'm going to go to the press conference later and just say that you were hurt and we didn't want to get you further hurt and you're still our quarterback. Okay, sounds good."
It was a huge event for comparing that embrace to other movies and TV shows too. Like Hank compared it to Daenerys and Jon Snow.
That was sick, dude.
That was a good one.
Sick reference.
You could do it for The Godfather. I Know It Was You.
Yeah, Fredo.
You could do
Johnny
it for
Ola.
Of Mice and Men when Lenny and George, and he shoots him in the head at the end of it.
Squeezes him.
Old
Don't
Yeller.
ruin that.
It's probably Old Yeller, more Old Yeller. Just like take him out back and shoot him.
It could be Entourage. Hug it out.
Hug it out, bitch.
Hug it out, bitch. That's what we do.
Oh, it could be Titanic when Rose
Let's
is
go.
on. So Matt Nagy is Rose, and she's on the door, and there's definitely room for Mitch to get on there, but he's like, stay in the water, just stay in the water and drown.
That would mean Matt Nagy is the coach of the Bears for like 80 more years.
Yeah, so he'll be around, and then he'll get really old, and then he'll
throw his play card into the bottom of the Atlantic.
He'll throw his Super Bowl ring that he wins next year with Chase Daniel.
Man, I'm so sick of this shit. So
my question is, what does Matt Nagy do well? Because we've established that he doesn't call plays well. We've established that he doesn't handle the media well.
Dude, when he does the he has the BU card, he has the visor, and then
very shiny head.
NBC did the which was just salt in the wound, where they're like, look at all these fun plays he ran. Dude, he had he had the best defense in the league last year, okay? Yeah. And he was hired to be an offensive guy, and it's just, we're going to get to other games where I'll blame guys who don't do well on their side of the ball, so it's only fair of me to say, Matt Nagy, it's your offense, dude. It's your offense.
You know what the funnest play call they had tonight was? Was when they ran
punt?
Well, yes, they ran a fake, like they were going to run a play on fourth down, and then they substituted the punt team out.
Yeah.
Instead, in the middle of the play. That was the funnest thing. When the most creative your offense gets is running a fake punt, you've got some problems.
You know what? I just realized the only thing that will save Matt Nagy, and actually, no, this won't save him, but this is probably what he was thinking. He probably did this at the end of the game so that no one would talk about the fact that Eddie Pinheiro is a joke. Because Matt Nagy cares way too much about his kicker's psyche, so much that it actually like damages the kicker's psyche. But Eddie Pinheiro, you're a joke too. And Matt Nagy said he's not going to bring in a new kicker because, well, I mean, why would you, right?
He believes in his guy.
Yeah, why would you? The guy can't fucking hit a kick in a game that could have been won if they fucking hit kicks.
I'm just trying to remember what happened exactly, because he missed a 47-yarder.
Left.
And then,
right.
But wait. On their next drive,
they
decided to go for it on 4th and 9 instead of kicking another 48-yarder.
And they showed him.
And then on the next drive, they tried a 47-yarder, and they missed that. So he essentially iced his own kicker for an entire drive.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. It's the same thing they did with Mitch. He's like, I don't have confidence in you. We're going for it on 4th and 9 with the offense that I don't have confidence in. And then the next time around, actually, I'm going to bring the guy who I just shattered his confidence back on the field to kick this.
Yeah, and neither offense looked good tonight either.
No.
The Rams didn't look great. For the start of the game, it was just like punt, fumble, punt, missed field goal, punt. It was like your two biggest hate followers on Instagram quote tweeting or quote Instagram storying each other's stories that they're each tagged in. Have you ever seen that where it becomes just like a mirror inside of a mirror of the two worst people that you follow?
I can't say I do.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay. Did you deal with something
I've seen
this
that
weekend?
a few times, yeah.
It was it was exactly kind of how I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be an under where it was just shit, just garbage. Both offensive lines kind of stink. Both defenses are good. Let's finish here. The Bears season is officially over. The Thanksgiving game is going to be the saddest game ever in Detroit. Jeff Driscoll versus Chase Daniel, possibly. Sorry in advance to America that you have to actually because the Thanksgiving game is football on Thanksgiving is supposed to give you something to talk about so you don't have to talk to your family. When Chase Daniel and Jeff Driscoll face off in Detroit, you're going to just have to talk about like whether you're going to get pregnant in the next year or whether you're thinking about going back to law school.
Both solid no's for me.
Yeah, right. Or, oh, that girl that you've been bringing around, why haven't you popped the question? All those things are going to be on the table when Jeff Driscoll and Chase Daniel face off.
So I kind of disagree with you on that one because to me, when I think Thanksgiving football, I think just disaster Lions teams. That is like a nice familiar bit of nostalgia for me. It's like parking my ass on the couch and watching the Lions score 6 points. That's Thanksgiving, baby.
But here's the thing. When you're watching Thanksgiving football and family members come around, if they can sense it's actually a meaningful game, they kind of leave you alone or they'll try to get in on the game. When they can see that it's just garbage, that's when it's like, okay, well, there's no point for you to be watching this. You should talk to me.
So as an NFC North person, you probably kind of dealt with that more than I did. In my mind, the Lions game is background noise while I'm frying the turkey, while I'm like helping with the mashed potatoes or whatever. It's nice to have football on in the background.
You gotta watch the fat guy in the pilgrim suit fall asleep in Detroit.
Yeah, so I know that it's about time for me to start focusing on football once they bring out the turducken.
Yeah.
Once that makes its appearance, then I'm
Cowboys,
like,
Joe Buck.
Yeah, now I got to turn the volume up.
All right, so we'll finish here. The Bears season is completely done. They need a new quarterback, and I think they need a new coach, and the whole thing has become a complete disaster. Basically the worst possible scenario, but in a weird way, ultimately the most Bears thing possible, because if you look at the Bears history, it is marked by little blips of success followed by back down to the toilet. Like that's what the Chicago Bears are. So I'm not surprised, even though it sucks and I can't believe this team is bottomed out so fast, but I'm not surprised.
Jeff Fisher.
What? Why not?
No, he's going to be a coach at Vanderbilt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's breaking moves.
Well, we're going to start that rumor soon.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll consider it started right now.
Urban?
Okay.
Would you take Urban?
Urban Meyer?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have morals.
Oh.
Yeah.
But?
Yeah, no, I'd
you could absolutely take it.
Fuck yeah.
How mad do you think Ryan Pace was when he was up in that glass cage of emotion at the end of the game and he was just like staring down?
He kind of looks like
Matt
Mitch
Nagy?
too. Every time I see him, I think that it's like Mitch's uncle in that way.
And he drives a Camry. 1997. I mean, Ryan Pace.
Do you ever wish that maybe Mitch, just wish he had driven a slightly better car?
Yeah. Yes. Everything would have been
Everything
fixed.
could have been different if he had an Avalon. If Mitch Trubisky drove a Toyota Avalon, then Nagy would be like, that's the upscale model. That's pretty sweet. That's too flashy for me.
Ryan Pace isn't absolved here either, because people forget Ryan Pace's whole solution before he drafted Mitch Trubisky, the guy he fell in love with, was Mike Glennon and giving him a bunch of money. So let's not pretend that Ryan Pace is like completely free of guilt.
No, but when Ryan Pace, so he's looking down at his coach benching Mitch Trubisky in the fourth quarter.
His love of his life.
Yeah, to him, that's like Nagy is trying to be the last one alive on that life raft. You know? Like he's made the call to kill.
Oh, it's Survivor.
Yeah,
he's
made the call to kill Pace in his sleep and go ahead and take that competition out of it, because they had like the biggest ruse going.
Yes.
As long as Mitch was still starting, there was still hope for Mitch. Then the draft pick was not a bust yet.
Correct.
And Pace could save his ass.
This is what dysfunctional teams do. They have people who all have to go at each other to try to save each other's jobs, save their own job, and instead of working together, they're trying to just save their own job, and it all just falls apart. But that's all right. I'm done with that. Let's move on. Let's have some fun. Week 11 it sucks that this was a Sunday night game.
Well, we need to
the fucking national televised disaster is always worse.
I mean, let's just give a shout out. As bad as this was for the Bears, this was a huge night for our guy Blake. Blake had probably the best reception of the night.
No, seriously, he did.
He got up in the air. His hat was on.
I don't want to say tight end, but
yeah, you got a good camera on him.
He looked good. He looked really good. Hands for days. Okay.